Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Hunt for Bronze. I know it has been a month since my last episode. Not for the lack of filming, for the lack of editing. I'm in a bit of a slump. I have just hit a point where I've been doing this for a while, so having a bit of a break was good. Let me reset, let me sort out a few things, let me get some content. I've been out filming, I've been fishing, I've been doing a heap of personal stuff on that side of the house, and now that I am ready to go, I'm good to get into filming. Now today's episode is crankbaiting bream. Crankbaiting bream in the wind over rocks. One of my favourite things to do bream fishing, and that is because you use these lures. The two I use today in this episode being the Pontoon 21 Crackjack and the Damiki Disco Crank here. Now these two lures are great little crankbaits that you can roll over a rock. Much like many of the crankbaits out on the market for bream, they both got round bibs, which means you can push it over some of the most gnarly structure without getting snagged. And the advantage to them being that bib, as you slow roll it, it doesn't get caught. If those fingers are rocks, doesn't get caught in them. So you can just wind it over and it just do. And as important as the lure were the two rods I used, both my ACMs. One was a 2 to 6, the Hunt for Bronze rod, the other one being the 4 to 8 pound North Fork drop shot blank. Now the reason those two are really effective for this style of fishing is they're slightly softer, slower taper rods. So as you're rolling these lures with little trebles over structure, the slow taper doesn't jam the lure in. So it slowly picks up the pressure and kind of just pushes it over, whereas a fast taper rod, you can get in there and as you pull it out, it kind of rips up, and because a rod loads up so quick and goes down, it'll jam it back into the into the rocks. But that is enough about that. If you are interested in any of the products I have used today, they are in the description below, as with any video I have filmed. If you're interested where to get lures, rods, all the gear I've used, just head down there. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Now, I appreciate everyone that's hung around and who has newly subscribed during this little bit of a hiatus I've had. We're going to pump out the episodes. I'm about to go on a big road trip where we're going to film about 6 or so videos and we're going to have a heap of fun. So, until that occurs, enjoy this video and I will see you on the water. Woo! Okay, so had a bit of a spot change. Now a little reefy water. Crankbait on, I'm going to crank it for a bit. Alright, so what I'm currently doing here is, as I've moved up to the first spot, I had my live sonar on forward. And what I was doing was I was actually using it to find right on the edge of the reef. So I got up as close as I could on GPS, and then I used the forward, instead of using it to look for the fish, it was actually to see where that structure started to go up into that shallow reef. So I could actually sit my boat at a good distance off it and also crank the lure down. And as you can see here, it results in the first fish. Now, once I do get this fish and start moving up onto the reef, I change the view completely to the perspective and we start going through that, and I'll talk through that later in the video. Yeah, livescope that one. That's not a bad one, that's a better quality fish. There we go. That's that little chunky bream that was on that Pontoon 21 Crackjack. Now, see you, buddy. Back into it. So what I'm talking through here is how I use perspective mode in this area, and what I'm doing is I'm using that 160-ish degree view to scan the rock in front of me, and as I'm currently sitting on top of the rock, I'm using it to scan through and check the channels in that rocky reef rubble stuff, and I'm running my crankbait along through those deeper sections and then through those shallower ridges. And what that does is it means I can cover that whole range of water by pinpointing the more likely areas that these bream are hiding. Yep, there's one. Come on, stay out of there. Stay out of there. Yeah, not bad. Just cranking. Hey? There, not a big one. Just cranking. See how we go. Oh, that was belted. Wow, that was hit hard. That feels like it's a good spot for one today. That was like right at the back tip. No. Quick crank with this one. Move on. Yep. There's a rock bar there. There's a fish. There's a fish. Get off. Get off. Alright, we're in casting range of a rock bar. He's alright. Got a friend with him. Or had friends with him. Yeah, he's got friends with him. He's got friends with him. I wonder. I wonder. That would have been funny. Oh, he's got those real black fins on him. He's not big though. He's just lip hooked, so he's just swiped at that. That's him. just lip hooked, so he's just swiped at that. That's him. Let's get a few more casts down on there, hey? Oh, yep, there. I can see that rock that he came off. Oh, was about to start recording, but I felt it. Nope. Yep, that's one. Get out of there. Get out of there. They're all averaging that same size though. That, oh, he's got pretty blue on his fins. Oh, stop. Look at the blue on the tail of that fin. Oh, it's oh yeah, the camera is getting it. The hue on that is gorgeous. Ignore all the face blood though. He's all right. Quick release. We're in a good spot here. We got some more rock and rubble and all that good stuff. We're gonna roll this crank over, battling the elements and the fish right now. That's a good one. That one's got some go. That's a good one, whatever that is. Yeah, it's good bream. Is that a snapper? Oh no! Pull the hooks! No! Drag's not even tight! Yep. That feels alright. That one feels alright. My drag's not that tight. I mean, yeah, that definitely is alright. The best of the day. That one's best of the day for sure. Look at that. Bang. Another little plump fatty. Cool. Alright, see you, bud. Oh, that's a fish. That's got some go to it. It's a bream, but how big of a bream? Feels good. Yeah, it's not huge, but hey, it's a bream. I mean, he's not huge, but he's probably the best of the day, let's be honest. Oh, there you go. There's that on the crankbait there, that disco. Absolutely walloped it. That was cool. It was a cool fight for that one. Yep, there's a fish. Aggressive little fella. crankbaiting rocks, shallow rocks. As good a technique as any for Bream. I'll tell you what. There we go, another little Bream. Tell you what, it's nice to get some runs on the board after a few slog sessions. Alright, so as you can see here, if you look down at the sounder, using that forward view, I've actually just moved off being over the reef, and as you'll see here, I'm pushing up onto an exposed bit of reef, fishing along the wall that it's almost creating in one of those channels, and all I'm doing is using that forward facing sonar to have a look at where that wall shoots up, or that rock ledge shoots up, and almost where it begins. And what I go to do is I cast down along what I am pretty sure, based on what I've seen on the sounder, along the face of it, and just bring it down along that deep ledge where Bream like to sit as the current washes food back and over it. So here I cast over it, and we'll get back to it. Yep. So there's a line of that rock wall or rock bar there. And I thought if I come up to it, I was going to go, but I had a look. And I thought if I went along it, I'd do all right. And I just got that fatty. That's absolutely smoked that lure. That is the best eat I've had all day. Finally got one that looks a bit decent. Big fatty. It's hubby fish. He's been eating well because he's just pooed all over my boat, which is great. But yeah, on that Pontoon 21. Alright guys, that does it. Another episode of the Hunt for Bronze done and dusted. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, despite being a little bit disjointed in this crossover, you know, narration of the video mixed with on the water narration of the video. But I had a great day on the water. It was a heap of fun, just cranking the rocks with the Demiki Disco and Pontoon 21 Crackjack in the 58 size. On some light gear, using both my ACM 2 to 6 pound and 4 to 8 pound. And if you are interested in any of the gear, head to the description below. You can pick them up there. Until next time guys, go out fishing, enjoy yourselves. We out.